Happy day. Client beat a charge today. Why? Because she wasn't guilty. And it was fantastic to see the look on her face. Fantastic to see her laughing and joyful when I initially met her, and it wasn't that way. She was crying and it was a tough time because she was being accused of animal cruelty. So today we're going to talk about the animal cruelty laws in the state of Nevada. In the state of Nevada, if you put an animal in danger, whether it's from not feeding them or not taking care of them or putting them in a situation to where they could, their health could be at major risk, that is a serious crime. Leaving an animal in a car in a situation to where they're going to be harmed from the heat of that car, very serious crime. And if you do any of these things intentionally, if you intentionally harm an animal, it's a felony. And it's taken very seriously, and the police and the prosecutors will come after you. This situation was very, very different. Now, a dog was left in a car, but was left in a car under circumstances where that dog was not put in danger. Now, let me say from the very beginning, I wouldn't even risk it. Okay, I don't with my dog. My dog's fantastic. He's this cute little thing running around, shaking his little bum. I love him to death. And I wouldn't even risk it. I would go home before going to the store. This situation was a mom with 3 kids, and they had their dog with them. And they went to a Walmart parking lot, and they left the dog in the car. Now, they rolled their windows down. It was sunset, so it wasn't the hottest part of the day. There was shade, and there was wind. All things together made it so that the inside of the car wasn't hot. And that's the real test here. If the inside of the car isn't hot, then the dog's not in danger. But again, I wouldn't even risk it. I just wouldn't. Okay, that's just me, and I would recommend you just don't risk it. But the fact of the matter is some concerned citizens saw the dog sleeping in the car. Wasn't sure about the dog's safety. They called the police. The police came, opened up the door, got the dog, put it in the car, and they even said the car wasn't very hot inside. But my client walks out with the kids and is talking to the police officer, who now has the dog in the car and is issuing the citation. And and interestingly, the kids are just kind of out in the parking lot, and the police officer asked them to get in the car, and they shut the doors. Now the kids were in the exact same scenario that the dog was in that they took the dog out of, because they didn't turn the car on. The police just asked them to get in the car, so they got in the car and they shut the door. And the kids were in there. They were safe as well. Okay. And then, interesting enough, my client called me and I showed up. I was there within 10 minutes. And interesting enough, while I was there, the police officer took the dog out of his car and put it in her car on the child's lap and shut the door. So it's a scenario to where now the police have directed the children to get in the car and they shut the doors. And the police have put the dog in the car and the doors were shut as well while we were discussing the case. Now, those were the most important facts. Those were the facts that proved to the prosecutor that the dog was not in danger. And you know what? I can't fault the police. They work on a probable cause standard. They're just trying to deal with citizens' complaints. They're dealing with things, and they wrote honest reports, and the right thing happened. But still, when you are faced with a situation like this, there are 2 very important things that you need to do. Okay, number 1, call an attorney. Hopefully, he or she is close by. They can show up. And then, most importantly, while you're being completely polite and working with the officers, get as much information as possible. We were able to take some pictures and talk to the officers and ask questions in a very respectful way that allowed us to get the information we needed to beat this charge. This is not the time to be confrontational. This is not the time to yell and scream. This is a time to shake that officer's hand and ask questions and take pictures and gather whatever evidence you can so that you can deal with this in the proper way. Again, so happy that everything worked out well, and God bless.